bookkeeping.
Characteristics and functions of accounting.
Okay.
IFRS.
Gap.
Gap.
Accounting policies.
Yeah.
Accounting policies.
Yeah.
Accounting standards.
Yeah. So today we will discuss accounting equation. What is accounting equation? Anybody knows?
All assets is equal. Total assets is equal to total liability.
Yeah. You're able to see the PPT?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So this is your course code, MBA 203B11. Okay, so you have to be careful with your course code because every year it will keep changing. Every 2 years it will change. Okay, yeah. So we will start directly with the accounting equation. What is accounting equation? We will learn first, and what are the different approaches of accounting equation, and then we will take up the numericals. Is it okay?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
What is accounting equation?
Sir.
Accounting equation is also called as balance sheet equation. I think you might have learned this in the 10 concepts of accounting. Yes or no? I think sir has taught you this, right? What is accounting equation? Balance sheet equation?
No, sir.
Yeah, somebody said no. Asset is equal to liability plus equity. Somebody was telling me before I started.
Yes, sir.
Please refer back again. Accounting equation is one of the concepts of accounting. Okay, that is why your debit should be equal to your credit because of this particular equation. So accounting equation is also called as balance sheet equation because the balance sheet is prepared based on this equation. I think the commerce students who are there, they will be knowing it. The balance sheet has to tally. That means your asset should be equal to your liability. If my asset is, say, for example, if my asset is, say, asset should be equal to liabilities. Okay, that is nothing plus capital also. So, for example, if my asset is, say, 10 lakhs, my liability should also be 10 lakhs. Okay, this is called accounting equation. So, asset is equal to liabilities plus capital. Okay, that is accounting equation. So, that is why this is actually called as a foundation for double entry bookkeeping system. What is double entry? For every debit, there should be equal credit. That is called double entry system. Okay, so double entry book system is nothing but for every debit, there should be equal credit. So your total debit should be equal to your total credit. Okay, that is why this accounting equation is the foundation. That is why we will normally I teach first accounting equation, and then only we will go to journal entry, then ledger, then trial balance, then the final accounts. Okay. Okay, students.
Okay, sir.
Accounting equation is the foundation for double entry book system. Is it clear? Clear? Any doubts till now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Please ask if you have any doubts in between. Okay. There are different approach. There are two approaches actually for your financial records transaction to be recorded in the books of account. There are two approaches. One is called traditional approach or British approach. Okay, traditional or British approach where we actually do the debiting and crediting. That is nothing but the journal entries. We prepare the journal book. That is the journal entry. That is called traditional or British approach. Another approach is called modern approach or American approach, where we will be using accounting equation. We will not be using debit credit accounts. We will be using accounting equation. That is called modern approach. Okay, are you getting it? Students,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
we are getting.
Sir.
So traditional approach we will do later when you're doing the journal entry. Okay. So first we will learn the modern one, that is the American approach. Okay, where we prepare balance sheet. So we use the accounting equation to debit and credit an account. So we will be making sure that your assets should be equal to your liability and capital. There's nothing but your debit and credit will be using here. Okay, and it also called as accounting equation approach. The modern approach or the American approach is also called as accounting equation approach. Okay. So the modern approach or American approach classifies the accounts into different types. I think already Baby Sir has covered different types of accounts, right? Can someone tell me what are the different types of accounts?
Personal account.
Personal account, real account, and nominal account.
Personal, real and nominal account. That is what actually is the traditional classification. In the modern approach, we will not be using debit and credit, but we will be using what? The asset is equal to liability plus equity. So we will classify them under three categories. That is what we will see now. So assets, liability and equity. Can someone tell me what I mean by assets? Probably I think commerce students will be able to know. By the way, how many are non-commerce students? Can you raise your hand? Those are non-commerce students. That means you are from science or engineering or arts background. Can you raise your hands? I just want to look into it. Only, okay, 3. Raksha, Rani, Atira, Gokul. Only 4. Non-commerce students who are from non-commerce background like science, engineering, humanities. Okay, very less students. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 5 only. Okay. Yeah, I think others will be very comfortable in understanding. Yeah. Okay, but still, no, commerce students also might have forgotten because you might have learned this in your first trimester. Okay, it will be like a what do you call it? It will be like a recap for you. So please understand the class in the way that you don't know anything. Come with a fresh mind. Okay, so don't keep anything in your mind. Okay, I already know that. What is there to learn again? So don't keep in that way. So I always tell my students, come with a fresh mind. You might have learned it, but relearn once again. Unlearn and relearn. Okay, clear? So
Yes, sir.
these non-commerce students, you have to put little effort, ma. Okay, so I'll be suggesting some books. Please read those books for understanding the basic terminologies and the basics of accounting. And accounting is easy, don't worry. Because I also came from science background, so later I picked up. Then I came to know that accounting is easier than the trigonometry or your calculus, all that thing, what you do in the science. Okay, and even the humanities, the history. So compared to history, it is not so difficult. Okay, only thing you have to put little more efforts compared to the non-commerce students. So commerce students, clear? So
Yes,
nothing
sir.
to fear. We are here to help you. Only thing, just follow the instructions, and you have to put little more efforts. And accounting will come only by practice. Okay? Yeah. So with that suggestions, we'll go forward. So can someone tell me? I think many commerce students are there. Can someone tell me what is asset?
Properties or value.
Pardon me?
So it is anything that has monetary value.
Anything that has monetary value.
Resale value. So properties or valuables having resale value.
Can you be a little louder?
Properties or valuables having resale value in the future, sir.
Which are having?
Resale value in the future, sir.
Yes, yes. Resale value. Okay. Anybody else?
Sir, anything which we own in the of the business?
Anything we own in the business? 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, anybody else? What we own is called as assets.
Like land.
Source of value that can be converted into cash.
Can someone give me example because others will be able to understand?
Like land, building,
Furniture.
machinery.
Okay, build
Debtors.
Like machinery.
Property.
Cash.
properties. Okay, property again it's a vague term. What is
Trademark.
very specific?
So trademark.
Trademarks,
Goodwill.
Machinery, vehicle.
machinery, vehicle. Okay, so everybody knows.
Investments.
If you know that. Okay, for the benefit of non-commerce students, I'll just give you the meaning of assets. So assets are properties, as somebody was telling, possessions, whatever they possess, whichever is there in the company's name or in the individual's name is called as an possession. And economic resources of a business which helps the business to do the operations. If you take any business or a company, they do a lot of operations day by day. Maybe manufacturing is an operation. They'll manufacture or produce a particular product. It's an operation. Again, to do this operation, you need what? You need machinery, you need raw material, you need other assets, you need building, you need the what? You need the land to construct the building. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that is called business operation. If you want to do any business operation, you need these assets. And these assets are used for what? To earning revenue. What do you mean by revenue? Can someone contribute? What do you mean by revenue?
Income, sir.
It is a
Income.
income. Yeah, any income. For example, sales. When you're selling a product, is a income. It is called revenue in accounting terms. And these are measurable in terms of money. As somebody already told, it is measured in terms of money. And we classify them as a tangible and intangible. Tangible means which we can touch, feel, and we can see it. We can see it, we can touch it, we can feel it. It is called tangible. Intangible is opposite, which we cannot see, but it is still there. It has some value. We cannot touch it, you cannot feel it. Okay, those are called intangible assets. So we also classify in other way. One classification is tangible, intangible. Other one is fixed and current assets. So what is fixed assets? Fixed assets are those which will be there in the company for a very long time. And normally the fixed assets will have a very huge economic value. Like for example, you see there, land is a fixed asset. And it costs crores of rupees, billions of rupees. And then building, then furniture, okay, fixture, plant, machinery, vehicles. Okay, these are called as fixed assets. And then debtors, bills receivable. Debtors means what? Debtors means where you have sold your product on credit. For example, you are doing credit sales. Okay, so when you sell it on the credit, so what you receive that it is called debtors. Debtors is a current asset because today or tomorrow the customer will come back to you and he will pay you the money, and that is called as whatever it is called asset. It is a current asset. Okay, once a customer pays it, it becomes a cash. Till it becomes a cash, we call it as a debtor. And bills receivable, bank balance, whatever the company has the money in their bank account, it is also an asset. Okay, it is called current asset. And then cash and stock. Stock is nothing but the inventory, not the equity stock, but the inventory stock, etc. Understood? These are the example of assets. And intangible assets also given the example like patent. What is patent? It's a very known word. Can someone contribute?
It is
the
Ownership.
right that is given to
Ownership.
or an innovation.
Yeah, if you do some innovation, you don't want anyone to copy that, so you have a patent. Once it is patented, you cannot copy it. If you copy it, will become you are legally avoiding the rules. Okay, and the person who is a original inventor, he can even file a case on you. Okay, that is patent. And what is copyright? Copyright is mainly for books. Okay, when an author is writing a book, or even for a movie, even for our videos, even for the songs, lyrics, songs, all that we have a copyright. Then logos or the company, okay, the emblems, right? You have a different company will have different logos. Okay, those are called as, even for example, you see the Nike, right? Just one tick mark. That is also a copyright. It is also a intangible asset. Nobody can copy the Nike symbol or Adidas symbol or McDonald's. McDonald's symbol also we cannot copy because it is also patented. Clear? And then goodwill. Goodwill also is an intangible asset which we cannot feel and touch, but it has a money value in the market. It can be measured. Clear? So these are the examples of assets. Is it clear now?
So what is current asset, sir?
Yeah, current asset is which is you can convert that, okay, within the 1 year of time, which you can convert that into cash within 1 year of time, few months. For example, say debtors, you have sold your goods to your customer on credit and you are given say 6 months credit. That means after 6 months, the debtor will become cash. Got it? That is called current assets. So it can be debtor, it can be stock, or it can be even the bank balance. All these are called current assets, which are readily available. You can convert them into cash within 1 year of time. They are called current assets.
Okay, sir.
Assets are, which will take long time for you to convert. You may not be able to convert very fast. Even if you convert it, you may undergo some loss also in that when you are converting into cash, liquid cash. Anything which is in liquid cash or equivalent to liquid cash, they are called as current assets. Is it okay, man? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we classify them under current and non-current or fixed and non-fixed asset. Any doubt? Assets is clear?
Yes, sir.
Next we will see liabilities. What is liability? Can someone tell me?
Obligation.
Obligation. Okay, it's a legal term.
What we owe.
So what we are supposed to pay?
Yeah.
The outstanding debts.
What the company is supposed to pay to someone. Maybe for example, company has borrowed some money from bank. It has taken some business loan. That becomes a liability. Why? Because after certain time, you need to pay back the loan amount what you have borrowed from the bank. Till you pay, it becomes a liability. Got it? So that is called as anything which you owe money to someone. The money which is owed to someone is called as liability. Okay. So what is liability? The amount that an entity, that is nothing but the company, owes to the outsider, or the obligation that, for example, you are taking a loan from bank. So what is the obligation? Every year you have to pay them the interest. Nobody gives you free of cost the loan, right? So you need to pay the interest every year. And after the loan term is over, you need to pay back the principal amount plus interest. Clear? That is the obligation or the debts payable by the entity. Any loan you have taken, okay, either you have borrowed from bank or you borrowed from outsiders, like issuing debenture, bonds, okay, or commercial papers. When you are issuing these instruments, and then you issue these instruments to the customer, so to the investor, and they will buy this and they'll give you the cash. Once the time is over, you have to pay back give them the back money. You have to pay them the back money and they will give you back the certificate. Okay, that is called liability. So liabilities can also be classified as long-term and short-term. What is long-term? Which we need to pay back the money, say more than 1 year. You have, say, for example, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, sometimes it can be even 20 years. So normally, say people who buy housing loan, right? People who take housing loan, it's a very long term. It may be sometimes 30 years also. It is also called as non-current. And then short term is within 1 year. Within 1 year, any liability is there, you have to repay it. That becomes a short term liability. Normally, for example, commercial paper is a money market instrument. So that had to be repaid, okay, within short time, that is within 1 year. Okay, that is called as short term, or it is also called as current liability. Got it? So whichever you have to pay within 1 year, it is called current. Which has to be paid after more than 1 year, it is called non-current. Long term and short term. Is it clear? Any confusion, students?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Am I going
No,
fast?
sir.
Yeah, you can see the examples there. Debenture, what is debenture? Debenture is a debt instrument which is used by the company to borrow the money. Nothing but they are borrowing the money from public by issuing this particular instrument. It's a financial instrument called debenture. Have you heard of bonds? Bonds, right? Have you heard of bonds? Government bonds, sovereign bonds.
For 2 years.
Yeah, so these bonds are normally when they're issued by the government or government companies, it's called bond. When the private entity issues, it becomes debenture. They call it as a debenture. So debentures are also liability, which you need to repay it after certain time. And debentures normally are the long term, they are not short term. And bank loans, you understand, and creditors, for example, you are buying the raw materials from the supplier. The supplier is giving you the raw material, but you are not paying the money. You are saying, okay, after 3 months, I will repay it because I need to convert this raw material into finished goods, and then I have to take it to the market. Then I should sell in the market. So then I will get the cash. So this takes 3 or 4 months. So please give you credit. So they will give you 4 months credit. That is called, they are called as creditors. Okay. Even the bank is also called as a creditor because bank is lending you money. Anybody who is lending money to the company, they are called as creditors. Clear? And then bills payable, rent outstanding. What is rent outstanding? Can someone contribute?
The expense that is paid, not yet paid.
Yeah.
That needs to be paid, sir.
What is rent? Yeah.
Company's rent will be paid after 2 months or 3 months.
You're not audible, little louder.
The company's rent will be paid after 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. The rent, for example, they have taken the factory premises in rent. Okay. So every month the company has to pay the rent. What is outstanding? Outstanding means you have to pay the money, say for example, August month, rent I need to pay in the September month. But August month rent I have not paid till now. That becomes outstanding. That I need to pay it in the next month. Okay. Till I pay my obligation, till I pay my liability, it becomes a outstanding liability. So rent outstanding, short-term loans, either it can be from any financial institution or it can be from a bank also. Then bank overdraft. What is bank overdraft? When you borrow the money from when you withdraw the money from your bank account, which is more than your savings account. Sorry, which is more than your bank balance. For example, bank balance is say 1 lakh, but I'm withdrawing 1.5 lakhs. This 50,000 becomes the 50,000 becomes the OD.
Overdraft.
Overdraft. Got it? So for example, in your account, say you have only 1 lakh. Okay. Normally it is a facility given by the banks to the corporates. It is not given to the individuals or saving bank account. All of you may be having bank account, right? So your bank account is called as savings bank account. But if you have a corporate account, it is called as current account. It is a facility given only to the current account holders. Clear? So that means you can withdraw the money from your bank, which is more than your balance. My balance is very less, but I need urgent money. I need to pay to my creditors. I have to pay wages to the laborers. So what they do, they borrow more than that. So that amount what you're borrowing, more than your bank balance, it becomes the overdraft. Is it clear, student?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Another example?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Okay, so these are the examples of liabilities. Any doubt regarding liabilities before we go to capital account? Dear students?
No, sir.
Okay. Especially non-commerce students, please be open, don't fear. Even if it is the slightest doubt, please ask. Okay? I'm here to teach you only, and any doubt is there, even a slightest doubt, don't hesitate and don't feel ashamed. Your commerce students will say something. Don't be like that. If you say like that, you cannot learn. All of us, we are come here to learn only. Okay? So please unmute yourself and please ask, especially non-commerce students. Okay? Because these concepts are very important because I'll be starting the numericals. Okay, after this. Okay, next is capital account. see, remember what approach we are learning? We are learning American approach or the modern approach where we classify the accounts into assets, liability, and capital account. Okay, after this we will learn the traditional approach, debit and credit. Okay, so capital account is a owner's account. So whoever is the owner of the company or the firm, that money whatever is investing, whatever the owner is contributing, that becomes a capital. Is it clear?
Yes,
What do I call it as a capital account? So whatever money which is brought by the owner to the business is called as capital account or owner's equity. The owner can bring capital in the form of cash or asset. Sometimes we will say, for example, owner is having a land. So he will come with he will start the business with the land. So the land also becomes a capital. So capital, when I say it, not necessary always it is a cash. You can bring cash. Normally they'll bring cash to start the business, but it can also be asset. They may have building, they may have land, or they may have some machineries, which with that they will start the company. Okay, that is called cash or asset. And it is an obligation of the company or the business, okay, which the company has to repay it. I think you might have learned one of the concepts of accounting, right? Regarding the capital account, which is that concept? You learned 11 concepts of accounting, right? That talks about obligation of business that they need to repay the money back to the owner once the company is winding up. Once the company is winding up or company is closing, they need to pay back this money. That is why capital is an asset. Sorry, the capital is an liability. We write in the capital, we write where? We write in the liability side, not on the asset side. Okay, it is an obligation that company has to repay back to the owner once the company is closing. Why company has to repay it? Because the company belongs to the owner only, right? Why they have to repay it? Can someone contribute?
So because the company and the individual is seen as two different entities.
They both are different entity. Why they are different?
So because when a company is being liquidated, it's if there are partners in the firm. So each of the partners should be given separate shares from the account.
What a partnership form, say imagine it is only a sole proprietor. Only one owner is there. He started the business. He's closing now.
Yes, sir.
So pay the money.
Yes, sir. So in that case, each of the, the owner should be getting the shares. A part of the profit that is actually available, and on top there are a lot of other shareholders in the firm, so they also should be given frank amounts.
Okay. Anybody else? He talks about one of the concepts what you already learned.
Sir, I guess it revolves around the business entity concept.
Yeah, it is already there in the screen. You can see that on the screen. It is actually talks about the business entity concept or separate entity concept. What are the concept says? Owner is different and company is different. Even though it belongs to me only, I started my company, but still I am different and my company is different. Even though I started it, I labor to the company and it started by me only. It may be even in my name only, but still I am different and company is different. Why is that? Why we both are different?
So that we don't mix the transactions of the business and the proprietor. So we can have a clear picture of the business.
Yeah. It is actually, I think you would have learned different types of accounts, right? Personal, real, nominal. It is actually called as artificial person. Company is also a person, but it is a artificial person because the company is been started by law. It becomes a person because it is started registered in the law. So it because law call that person as a artificial person. I'm a person, but I'm a natural person. The company what I start, it is a artificial person. That is why they are different entities. What it now?
Yes,
so I'm a physical person, I'm a natural person, and company is a artificial person. The moment you start a company, it becomes a one person, but that person is an artificial person. That is why we both are separate. So once the company winding up, it has to pay back the money to the owner. That is why asset, the capital we write on the liability side. in the balance sheet. Okay, anyway, that you will learn when we come to final account. Okay, so therefore we show the capital on the liability side of the balance sheet. I already told you. And any drawings you're doing, any owner is withdrawing money from the company for his personal use. That is called as drawings. That drawings you have to deduct from the capital account. And drawings are the amount of cash or goods or any asset the owner is taking for his personal use. For example, the owner has to pay school fees of his daughter. So he will require, say, 2 lakhs. The owner will come to company and he will withdraw 2 lakhs from the company. And he says, okay, write it as the drawings. And he's going to take this money and go to school and pay the school fees. Okay, that becomes a drawings because he's using that money for personal purpose, not for company purpose. Okay, those drawings will reduce my capital. He will deduct, the accountant, what he will do, he will deduct from my capital. That becomes deduction in my capital account. And any profits will increase my capital because it will be added to my capital. Why does profit increases my capital and losses decreases it? If any decrease in loss, I only have to bear it. So it will be minus in my capital. Any profit, I can enjoy it. So it will be added to my account. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, students, capital account? Any doubts you have?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, non-commerce students, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so let me show you now the accounting equation. You're able to see it?
Yes, sir.
So assets is equal to liabilities plus
Capital.
this liability can be current and non-current, that is short term or long term, plus capital nothing but owner's equity. Okay, and even using this equation I can even calculate capital. How much is my capital? How can I calculate? I will take assets and deduct all the liabilities, and whatever is the remaining, that becomes my capital. Got it? So you can do it vice versa, and you can calculate whichever you want to calculate. Okay, this is the accounting equation. Asset is equal to liability plus capital, that is nothing but owner's equity. Okay, any doubt, students?
No, sir.
So shall we begin now? Any doubt? If no doubt, then we'll take the first question for today.
Yes, sir.
We have to wind up at 3:15, no?
Yeah, 3.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So any doubt you have till now?
No, sir.
Am I fast?
No, sir.
Because since you are not there, I can't see your reaction. If students are there in the class, I can see on your face whether you understood or not. But since you are very away, I can't see you. So please tell me, okay, any doubt is there about accounting equation concept you understood?
Yes, sir, we understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Sir.
Yeah. So all of you, I think, may have downloaded the question bank.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
1 minute. Please open the question bank. What are you downloading? Yeah. Visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, kindly mute those who are having the background noise. So we will do now the modern approach of entering the transaction in the books of account. Okay, the accounting equation. Can someone read the first question for us?
Show the account.
Show the accounting equation on the basis of the following transactions. A business started with cash, rupees 1 lakh. Purchased goods on credit from Mohan, rupees 40,000. Sold goods for cash costing, rupees 22,000 and rupees 26,000.
Okay, it's a very simple one. Just for introductory, I'm just gave that question for you. So we have only three transactions. What is the transaction? where the company is doing a transaction with another person where it is we can calculate in terms of money. It is called transaction. So this transaction should enter in the books of account now in the form of accounting equation. Okay. So I'll draw the format now. Yeah, before I go to the numerical, let me tell you one thing. All of you should maintain separate one long notebook for accounting. Are you able to hear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are doing.
Yes, sir.
If you don't have, today is okay. Today one day I'll exempt it. From tomorrow onwards, everybody should have separate notes for accounting, because once you come back to college, I'll be verifying that notes. I'll be normally checking it very often, maybe monthly once, or I'll be checking 15 days once. Okay, I'll be checking your notes. So please start maintaining the separate notes, and that will help you in your exam preparation also. Okay, and plus you need to submit it very often whenever I'll ask you to submit.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay? Once you're back to the college, that will be normal business. Okay, we'll be checking your notes. So please maintain separate notes. And anybody is absent today in the class, please inform them that from tomorrow they have to maintain separate notes. Okay, if they're absent today. Is it clear?
Sure.
Okay, sir.
Sure.
Please maintain separate notes. You can do one thing. You can take one 200 pages long notebook. Okay, and half we can divide for me and half we can divide for baby sir. Baby sir also will be doing some other concepts. He'll be solving the problems on different concepts. I'll be solving some other concepts. So we'll be doing simultaneously. So you can divide your book into part A and part B.
So how are you all going to go about it? Is it the continuation, or he's going to take separate chapters and you're going to take different chapters? Sir?
Yeah, I'll be continuing. Say, for example, I'm doing say accounting equation. I'll do accounting equation. I'll do journal entry.
Okay.
Then I'll do ledger, then trial balance. After that, again, baby sir will come back. It will be a continuous series only, not in between will come. Okay, so no need to worry about that. And then sir will do the other concept.
Okay, sir.
First unit only. Once only first unit is over, we'll go to second unit.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah. But there will not be any clash of the topics what I'm taking and sir is taking. So don't worry.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. It will be different. That's why I'm telling you, maintain separate in that book itself, you divide it into two parts. One part for baby sir, one part for me.
Okay, sir.
It's okay? Yeah. So accounting equation. So let's write down are you able to see the board?
Yes,
so
sir.
Since you're sharing the screen, we can not see it fully, sir.
Yeah, 1 minute. I'll stop sharing. You already written down the thing, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Question written.
Yeah. Now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Possible.
Yeah.
It's visible.
So write down now. Accounting equation is a heading.
Current assets plus fixed assets.
Yeah. I'll just
Sir,
So we
cannot
can't see the
third
other
column.
side. Yeah, the third part.
Third column, sir.
here, first column, you write the heading accounting equation. Did you write?
Yes, sir.
Then write here transaction. Yeah. This is first column is transaction.
Yes, sir.
Second, this is actually asset side. This is the liability side. Asset side again we divide into different types of assets. Okay, that is cash. Normally one of the very more the asset which will frequently come across in all transactions, many transactions. Cash, goods, Goods is nothing but the finished goods, whatever the company okay, has produced and ready to sell in the market. Goods, then current assets. Just now we saw, right? Current assets. What are current assets? Can you give example?
Cash in hand.
Cash already is there.
Cash, bills receivable.
Bills receivable.
Sundry debtors.
Debtors. Okay.
Bills.
Pardon? And what is
Bank balance.
Prepaid expense.
What is FA? Yeah. Prepaid expense.
Goodwill.
Debtors.
What is fixed asset?
Machinery.
Land.
Land, building.
Building.
Furnitures.
Fixed asset. Any fixed asset you are purchasing, you to write here. And then on the liability side, we have current liability and long-term liability. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Slash long-term liability plus capital. There is no place here to write properly. Are you able to see capital?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear.
So liability, this is your asset side. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So shall we start the first transaction?
Yes, sir.
Draw this table. Please first draw the table. First draw this table and keep it ready.
Sir, under liabilities, what are the accounts? Can you talk about?
Current liabilities, long-term liabilities plus capital.
Current liability and long-term liability. Remember I discussed current and long-term.
Yes, sir.
Plus capital. Capital we write separately. Is it not clear? Shall I write again? This is plus capital. This is current or long-term liability. If you're not able to follow my handwriting, please tell me, okay? I'll tell you, I'll explain the word.
No, sir. Good.
Okay, sir.
No problem, sir.
So shall we begin? All of you wrote the table in your book?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have to write very neatly, maintain your notes properly, and it carries marks also
Yes.
for your continuous evaluation. All of you done?
Yes, sir.
The main trick
Yes,
is there in the format only. If you know the format, if you properly draw the format, 50% of your problem is done. Okay? Many people don't follow the format, they end up doing wrong and they lose marks. Okay. I hope everybody draw the table. We'll go. So first transaction says what? A started business with cash 1 lakh. A started business with cash 1 lakh. So now always remember, you should say what is coming in and who is giving it. Okay, so what is coming in now to the company?
Cash.
Cash is coming in. What is the transaction? Madam?
Cash account, debtor to capital account.
Yeah, we are not doing British accounting. We are doing American now. We are doing in terms of assets and liability. Okay. So now, what is the transaction? First, tell me the transaction. We'll write here. What type of transaction? What transaction is this? What's happening there?
Cash
Coming in.
The owner is starting business with 1 lakh. So we can write it as capital introduced. I don't. Capital introduced. You can just write a small sentence regarding the transaction. That is why we have this first column. Capital introduced. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, he is introducing what? Cash. So cash is coming in. So where will you write now in the asset side? Cash is asset or liability?
Asset.
Asset.
So where is 1 lakh? In the cash
side.
1 lakh. Right, 1 lakh in cash column. Then, but it has to tally Your asset should be equal to liability.
Yes,
But it is not tallying now. Why do you write the remaining?
Capital.
Capital.
Why do you write in capital?
Because he's starting the business with cash.
Okay.
It is our capital.
Yeah. Who is giving that money?
A. Owner.
The owner.
It is payable back to him.
Whenever owner is giving any money, you should write under the heading capital. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Say
Yes.
for example, somebody else is giving. Where will you write? Say bank is giving some capital, for example. Bank is giving some money.
Credit, sir.
Can you write in the capital account?
No, sir.
Liabilities and credit.
Liability.
Where will you write?
Liability, sir.
Liabilities account, sir.
So whenever a owner is giving any money to the company, right under the capital, it can be money or it can be any assets. Sometimes you use assets also. Any assets or any cash is giving right under the capital. So write down now capital 1 lakh. Okay. Bottom line and write down beginning equation. Beginning equation. Beginning equation. Now tell me how much is the asset side? Under cash, I have 1 lakh. Then nothing is equal to 1 lakh. Is my equation tallying? Is my asset is equal to liability?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So asset side is 1 lakh, liability side also 1 lakh. That is your accounting equation is tally. Then you can go to the next one. Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
How to do it?
Can you explain once again, sir?
Yeah. So here Mr. A is introducing, he is giving 1 lakh rupees to the company and he is starting the new company. So when he is starting the company with cash, so company is receiving cash. So cash is coming in. So when something is coming in, you have to write on the asset side. Okay. And when somebody is giving, you have to identify who is giving, whether it's a owner or somebody else or outsider. Owner means right under the capital. Outsider means right under the liability. It can be current or non-current liability. Clear? Then after that, you write the beginning equation and write whatever is there in the, and make sure both has to tally. Okay?
Okay,
Anyway, this
sir.
is the first transaction. Normally it will tally. Next only you have to see whether it is tallying or not. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll go to second. What is the second transaction?
Purchase goods on credit from Mohan, rupees 40,000.
Yeah. Purchase goods on credit from Mohan, rupees 40,000.
40,000.
So who is purchasing?
The business.
Business.
Business is purchasing. From whom?
Mohan.
Mohan.
What is purchasing?
Goods.
Goods.
How much is the value of the goods?
40,000.
40,000.
Is he paying cash when he's purchasing?
No, sir.
No, sir. On
No,
credit.
sir.
On credit.
Credit, sir.
Credit. Okay. So now tell me what is coming in, what is going out?
Goods is coming in.
Goods is coming in.
Goods is
And
coming in.
liability is increasing.
Cash is going out, sir.
Cash is going on.
Yeah.
That is liability.
Purchase, so goods is coming in because when I purchase, right, I get the asset to my company. So goods is coming in. And then what is going out?
Cash.
Cash.
Liability is
No, sir. It's on credit.
Liability is increased.
Will increase.
He's not paying any cash to Mohan, right? So why cash is going out?
So
Yeah,
Mohan has
payable, sir.
Will come in.
Liability.
No.
So is it
It's
liability?
creditor,
For
creditor.
credit, sir.
creditor.
So that means what? Cash is not going out.
No, yes.
Cash is in the company only. Cash is not going out. So what do we call that as?
Liability.
Creditor.
Credit
So we have
purchase.
to pay him later.
Liability.
Yeah. So anything I owe to somebody, it is called as liability. Somebody owes to the company, it's called asset. Okay. When company owes to somebody, it is called as liability. Normally we call that as a creditors. Okay. So now tell me how to enter in the books of account now. First, tell me the transaction. What name can I give to this transaction?
Is it on credit?
Goods purchased.
Credit purchase.
Yeah, credit purchase is good. Right on. Credit purchases. We normally use plural because they will be purchasing many different items. So write down credit purchases. Is it clear? If you're not able to see, please follow my words, what I'm telling. Credit purchases. Did you write?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
where, which column, what should I enter? So now, as I said, goods is coming in. So we have a goods column here. That means asset is coming in. So now in the goods column, write down how much you have to write?
40,000.
40,000.
40,000.
Or minus
So plus 40,000.
1 lakh
whenever
plus
goods are
40,000.
coming in, you write plus. When goods are going out, say for example, when you're selling, right, goods will go out. Then you have to write minus. Okay. So now it is coming in. So write 40,000 plus. Right? Plus 40,000 under goods column. Next, what is going out?
So creditors are coming in.
Nothing is going out.
Nothing is going on.
I have to repay it in the future. So that is my current liability.
Liabilities.
That is called as creditors. So creditors are always current liability. Okay. So right under the liability side under current liability 40,000. Okay. When you are creating the credit, it will become plus. When you are repaying the creditors, it will become minus. Okay. Is it tallying now? Asset side, liability side also plus 40.
Yes, let's tally it.
So there is no problem. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Non-commerce students.
So when is it plus for the goods? Like
When goods come into the company, when you buy a goods, when you buy from supplier, it becomes plus. When you sell those goods to customer or when goods are going out of the company, it becomes minus.
okay. And also another thing, under the transaction, the sentences you've made, the headings that you've given, like cash, capital introduced, and credit purchases, does it have to be that way itself, or what we think is right, we can write?
What is back way means? I didn't understand.
So like for under the transaction column, we've given like headings such as credit purchases and all, right? So does it have to be that way itself, or like people are given multiple options for that heading? So anything is fine.
Yeah, that you can write. For example, somebody write only purchase. If you write also no problem. But
no problem.
Very crisp and clear. If you write it, what purchase is that? Whether it is a cash purchase or credit purchase.
Okay.
There is only two purchases only. Either it be cash or credit. So just add a fix credit purchase and cash purchase.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
this is the first problem only where you will get used to it, and you'll by default you start writing, no problem.
Okay.
And there's
Thank
only
you,
hard
sir.
and fast rule. As you said in the earlier, there's only hard and fast rule. You have to write only like this. Okay, you can even write purchases, or you can write purchased on credit. Since the column is very small, I want to write very short, very less number of words. I can write purchase on credit, but it will be again one more word I have to add, on I have to add. Okay, so try to write as short as possible the transaction.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
There is any problem, don't worry about that. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Now after this I write what? Now we call it as new equation. Right now? New equation. Under the new equation, you should now again write in each column whatever is there. Okay? So cash column, how much is there now?
1 lakh.
Cash
1 lakh.
How much is there? Same thing you write, 1 lakh. Plus goods column, how much is there?
40,000.
40,000.
Plus 40,000. And here current asset nothing is there, 0. Fixed asset also 0 is equal to, now liability how much is there? Current liability
Current liability 40,000.
40,000.
Capital
1 lakh.
I think we are time is short. And understood, now you calculate how much is asset now? 1 lakh plus 40,000. How much is total?
1,40,000.
40,000 plus 1 lakh. It is also
1,40,000.
40,000.
tallying. So before you go to the new transaction, you have to first check whether this is tallying or not. Subject called new equation. So we'll stop here because we are running short of time. 3:50 you have to stop, right?
Yes, sir.
One more transaction we'll do tomorrow. Or you want to complete it because it will take time. Yeah. Anybody? I think Rakshita, somebody raising hand.
So either we can, in asset side, that cash and goods, current assets and fixed assets, we can either divide it into columns.
Yeah, you can write it, no problem. You can draw column also like this, no problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Somebody was raising hand now. Rakshita, somebody?
So I did that by mistake.
Okay, okay.
All right, sorry.
Any other doubts, students?
No, sir.
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
So today, please read about the accounting equation. I put it in the LMS also. Please read that. Any doubt is there, please ask me tomorrow. Tomorrow, first hour, we'll have accounting class.
So we didn't finish this question.
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. Because I don't want to take your time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tomorrow we'll do this last transaction and then we'll go to the next question. So please go through the question and come. And any doubt is there, you please ask me tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.